Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at Wearable Technologies in Munich, and I'm joined by Blake from Zinc. Blake, thanks for talking to me. You co-hosted with one of your colleagues here today. Tell me about the presentation and the product, but more importantly, what you do as an organisation.
Right, so at Zinc we partnered with Bloom Technologies. They're a startup that basically is looking at the healthcare world from a consumer standpoint and really focusing right now on pregnancy. And they came to us early on with a bit of a problem. They had fantastic technology, a real history in developing fantastic technology, sensors, data transfer, data algorithms, a whole back end. But what they didn't really know was how to create a product that would really connect with pregnant women from a physical standpoint, putting wearable sensors on the body, but also from an emotional standpoint, having something in and on around your belly in your day-to-day life from first trimester all the way through to birth and beyond.
Yeah, okay. So we've seen a lot of new technology here, and that really drew my attention because it was the first one that was really talking about design. And design covers there are lots of important areas. Manufacturability is kind of the back end of it, and I think a lot of people are taking care of that. But like you say, it's that whole comfort thing. How does that process work from the very, very start, and how early do you need to be involved?
Yeah, well, I mean, they came to us with a pretty high-level hypothesis about what they felt would be good for women in this space. And we said, great, we'd love to be on board. But, we really need to look at understanding them better. So we kind of developed a program with them to look at initially talking with women, talking with caregivers, talking with the families of women, of course. And we went into the field. That was really like a really first part of the whole process was to understand. And so at that point we came up with some really interesting insights. We talked with women about their journey and the troubles they go through day to day, what it's like in the first trimester with all the hormonal changes, morning sickness, all the way through to the weight of the third trimester and being nervous about contractions and actually giving birth. Yeah. So it's really about understanding their world, letting the woman tell their stories, and from that you gain those great insights. Yeah. And then we talk more with the Bloom guys. Okay, let's start to create a vision from those insights. And at that point, it was lots of workshops, synthesis workshops, where we all got together, both the researchers, the designers, the Bloom team, and we just discussed everything from both the user standpoint, a technology standpoint, but also what businesses could come from this. And one example of that is we talked for a while about a disposable sensor versus a reusable patch with a consumable and a permanent product module with a consumable patch. Yeah. And that has a totally different business case than if you have something that's totally disposable. You have to think about the problem in a totally different way. Okay. So during the synthesis process, we came up with a bunch of ideas, some that stretched the length of the pregnancy, some that were more focused on specific areas. And in evaluation sessions with the mothers, again, we found out that the real problem was contractions. Right. And that's why we really narrowed down to that particular subset of issues, even though Bloom as a company wants to expand much beyond that to the full length of pregnancy and beyond. Yeah.
I thought what was interesting as well is that it went beyond the product design. It went into the design of the app, the color palette, the logo. And I like the idea that you were avoiding that trend that's really strong of either things to appear to be very athletic in this space or very geeky. Right. And that seems to be the two boxes that people jump from one to the other of.
No, that's a really good point. And I think because we're a boutique agency, we're able to look at the problem holistically in a very small scale way, but also multi-dimensional way. Right. So we're able to look at the hardware, the design and the development, the digital experiences on the app, both the design and the development, but also the brand. We knew the brand was an important aspect that they had to convey to the audience, to their investors, and ultimately to the customers. We realised that it's not a sport app. There are elements of it that are about making sure you're healthy and getting the right amount of exercise and the right amount of relaxation. But it's not about jumping around through hoops. It's about the opposite, actually. Yeah. And we also didn't want to go too medical, so we kind of found a color palette, a whole mood, a whole tone of voice that really spoke colorful, vibrant, and life, but really a little bit muted, so it's not so, hey, we're here. It's more like, hey, I'm pregnant, but this is an awesome experience, and I really get it. So to be able to look at all those aspects in a holistic way was really valuable, but also to find that right tone of voice was something that we really enjoyed during that process.
Yeah, and just as a side note, fascinating event here, lots of new technologies, some particularly with women in mind. We saw one today, pelvic floor exercise thing, which
I just tweeted
absolutely fascinating. Yeah, a really interesting product. I was very impressed with that. Apart from that, what's really interested you at this event, and what's one that you thought, wow, I would have loved to have been involved in the design of that one?
Oh, it's a good question. Okay, yeah, I think the one that I think is really interesting that they haven't found a use case yet is I don't know what the exact name was. I think it's a flowinizer. The one with you're looking at the acetone on the breath.
Yeah, Fabulizer.
Fabulizer, there you go. Yeah, really interesting. I think they've got an interesting take on technology. I think they've got a real battle to commercialize that.
Yeah.
I think they don't even know who their real users are yet.
Nope.
They don't know what the form factor will be. But I would love to get involved in something like that because that's a real challenge.
Yeah.
And I think, if you could find the sweet spot of, right market size, right type of market that will fit their technology, and then implement that really well, I think they've got a good chance.
And that's a classic opportunity because Fabulizer are literally at that very early phase where they have a concept, they have a technology, they protected it, they have the patents, they have nothing even like a product. They don't know whether it's going to be a blow-in device, a worn device yet. So it'll be exciting to get involved. And I know with companies like that, they need people like you, but they need manufacturing partners, fulfillment, the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're just at the beginning of their journey, and it's exciting to talk at that part, because sometimes when they've already got a package already worked out from a technology standpoint, you don't have as much influence on where they could go. So with the Bloom guys, it's great. We were able to get in there right at the beginning.
Yeah.
With someone like these guys, maybe, you never know. And us or someone else could help them out to really help design the experience as well as them designing the new technology. And I think that's important. They go hand in hand from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely. Blake, thanks for your time. Fascinating to chat, and I hope we can talk again soon. Thank you.